All right, so before I answer that question, okay, let me take out my glasses, okay. Okay. All right, so yeah, so my name is Michael. Some of you know me as Ogbolo, some of you know me as James from Jenifas Diary. That's who I am. I'm an entertainer, an all-round entertainer, okay. I'm a comedian, a presenter, an actor, both on stage and of course on screen. So an MC, everything, you know, an entrepreneur, a businessman, and general hustle, man. You understand, you know. I do everything, man, you know. For me, I've always loved acting. Okay, I've been acting all through primary school, through secondary school, and several years after secondary school. In fact, in secondary school, I came out with the Best Actor Award while we were leaving the school. Like generally, you know, I was awarded as the best actor of the school. And in my very active teenage/youth church many years back, I was also awarded as best actor, you know, several times. And so I've always done acting, but I've majored on stage, not on screen, you know. I've done a few before now, a few sitcoms, Flatmates back in the day, and some other ones. I can't really remember all the names, but I've majored on stage than on screen. So I've done mostly on stage than screen up until recently, maybe the past 6-7 years that I started getting into screen. All right, so yeah, my love for acting has been for a very long time. My friend Obi Martins, who I had put in a word or two, you know, for to come join us on TV, and then he became the producer for my then TV show, you know. So one day he just called me and said, man, do you know Jenifas Diary? I said, yes, I've heard of it, I've never watched it. He said, okay, Funke Akindele is looking for, she's doing an audition, you know, for people who, you know, who can act like women and all that. So I said, okay, it's something I'm good at. I mean, I've been doing that on stage for a while. Even right before then, myself, Imao My God, and Larry Foreman had done, you know, like a remix to Aye from Davido many years back, you know, where we did the Aye, you know, yeah, and it was everywhere, you know, back in the day. And just months after, I get this opportunity to come audition, you know, for Jenifas Diary, you know. So I went for the audition, I got there, and you know, thanks to my friend Obi Martins, who actually put in this word for me, because he was serving as her writer back in the day, and of course the producer for my TV show, you know. And this happened this way because I had helped him to come on TV, you know. So help people, love people, man, you know, appreciate people. All right, so I went for the audition. I got there for the audition, and immediately saw a crowd. They had auditions, and then somehow I walked in, and for me it was a private audition because someone had referred me, you know. So I got in there and I saw Funke Akindele. She sat down and said, okay, let us read, you know, immediately, because this was something that, you know, as an actor who loves to play characters, it was natural for me to just get into the character after I had read it for a few minutes, and I just knew what the character needed to do. So immediately I started chewing an imaginary chewing gum, and then when myself and Funke had to read, because she auditioned with me, she, you know, she put me on the seat and said, let's do this together. And then in less than a minute, you know, I just went into the character like and Funke being in her, you know, very comedic nature, just said, only he's the one we have been looking for. Oh yeah, thank you very much, you know. And that was how I got the role for James. It was less than a minute, you know. I did not have to come sit down for hours and hours. I've hated auditions, you know, but it just came in just like that. But then a week later, we had to go on set, and then the journey into playing James from 2015 to 2020, that was when it started. You know, Funke Akindele will always give me the free hand to be as spontaneous as possible. She will always say, man, use your own words, you know, use your own words, make it your own thing, you know. The more of that I heard, and being a comedian, you know, I had to put a lot of my, you know, comedic, you know, self into the character. And so the term "scratch your face" actually came in at some point, you know. It just came from there, you know. Several years ago, I had always admired Basket Mouth, and he's one of the comedians that I really looked up to while venturing into the business of comedy. And he had this particular joke, you know, for a policeman who was gay and blah 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 blah. And policeman would just tell her, "I go shoot you, I go shoot you, I go scratch your face," you know. So that stuck, and I didn't know, you know. But years after, when Jenifas Diary came, I found myself using that same phrase, you know. So that was where it came from, you know. A joke Basket Mouth had told many years back, and then I finally used it on Jenifas Diary, and it's stuck. You know, I'll use for almost every scene, and I started putting in a lot of my own words, you know, upcoming winch, so several things. I had to make the character my own, you know, being trusted to be able to do it. You know, I was given the free hand to just add a lot of my comedic, you know, nature into it, and so far it's been beautiful, with a lot of encouragement from Funke Akindele, basically. See, the Nigerian audience no send you. If you're popular now, better do everything possible to remain popular, because if you just slack like this, on to the next, they don't free you straight, So for me, keeping up with this character based on the demands for the character, the audience started to love the character more and more and more, and so the character had to be written more and more and more, into several scenes. And then, as a creative person, I mean, I just had to. I didn't have any choice but to continue to evolve, continue to do more, continue to study more on the character, continue to watch other people, and see how some other guys who play, foreign actors, how they do it, what they add to it. I look at some of my lady friends and see what they do, and try to copy a bit of them. So at every point in time, I am learning and I'm trying to make the character better, than how it has always been. And I've remained consistent, at least to the best of my knowledge. I've remained consistent with playing James the way James, ought to be played. All right, so the demands are there, but I have to live up to expectation as a professional. Playing the role James has come with his good and his bad sides. All right, I have a lot of good sides to it. There's so many beautiful things have come from it. Beautiful fans within the country, outside the country, within Africa, Nigeria, the world. People send me messages from everywhere, and it's been beautiful. Thank you guys. At the same time, it's been challenging as well, because sometimes people send me some kind of DMs. Some gay guys send me some kind of DMs, and sometimes, in fact, one time I just opened my DM, bam, I just saw him, I shock. I said, oh no. I've gotten those kind of messages. Sometimes on my WhatsApp, people send me stuff. I got to warn them every time. Maybe now they play, I want to play like this, so I'll be actor, no, they try me. If not, police would like to really handle your matter, But it's been challenging. There are times when I don't feel like playing the character, several years ago I had one major heartbreak in 2016, and then the next day I had to come on set to shoot, but that's where you understand yourself as a professional, and who you are as a person. They are two different people. You can separate between who you are as a person and get into being professional. Then after being professional, you can get back into being yourself. So I'm an actor that loves to play certain kind of roles, very challenging kind of roles that are not like the regular kind of role where a guy is being a lover guy and then they're breaking heart and blah 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 blah. Nah, I could play that, but I like more challenging roles. I'm on stage, I've played a policeman, I've played an old man, I've played a woman, I've played several kinds of characters. So I love when you give me challenging roles to play, a role that people can look and say, man, how did you pull that character off? That's what I get a lot from playing James, so I love characters like that, so that's the kind of actor that I am, and originally when we started, there were concerns, for the character and all that, but we said, no, people will grow to love it, and they've grown to love it, man. Hey, fans. The fans are everything. The fans are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Bone, you get. Their fans just see from a distance and just tell you, Baba, man, nice job. You did try. They are those fans, very coordinated fans. They are the uncoordinated fans. They see you putting on suit, looking good, and stuff, but they'll still come and meet you, say, oh my God, how far now, our guy, yeah, James, my guy, and they expect you to just become who they see on TV and everything. Sometimes you have to just play along, and but sometimes you're like, oh, calm down now, say, I'm just sitting now, I beg you, shake person hand and all that, but some people will call you proud, but then there are times you're not just in the mood, some fans, sometimes you're driving, probably serious hold up and everything, you're mad, you're angry at everything, and the next thing someone just is driving past you, they just drive close to you and just say, hey James, I go scratch your face, and you're not tired, you're just driving like yeah. So there are times you're not in the mood. Fans have been beautiful. I have a lot of beautiful fans everywhere. I'm sure they are the deserts too, everywhere, but I appreciate the fans. I do my best possible to relate with the fans the way they want me to relate with them, and just at least try as much as possible to give to the fans what they want. Everybody wants to be entertained, and we try as much as possible to make sure that we're giving that. I personally try to make sure that you're satisfying the fans, no matter what. As far as regrets are concerned, I don't have any regrets playing James. I know that there are challenges, but I don't have any regrets playing James. There are some professional jobs I will have gotten as an MC, for example, where you have like the groom probably say, no, I don't want that guy that behaves like a girl, to come and MC my wedding, but I've just had that about twice, but I've had a lot of weddings and MCing gigs and blessings that have come from playing the role. So I have no regrets. Challenges may be there, but I have no regrets. I'm always grateful for the opportunity. We are like one big family. We are one, like one big family, and that is what also helps us, individually as actors to give our best every time on set. We help each other. From Funke Akinele, who is very supportive of every character. She literally tells you some things to say to make it funny. You get, she shows you take everyone through it, and then down to every other cast. It's just beautiful to see everybody trying to help each other, perfect their own character. Okay, so some of us are older actors, some other people joined us during the entire production. Some people started with us, but not everyone started with us, but we are considered like senior actors or older actors, and some other people joined us, but we all treat each other equal. There's no high rank and low rank. Now, we all treat each other, equal, and then we just love each other, So the future for me as an actor, I want to do more movies. Before now, I wasn't really open to the idea to do so many more movies and all that because of the demands of what movies can. The demands for movies are quite hectic. You have to be on location, you have to, and I've been a presenter. I have to be at the office presenting, run here and there, trying to do stuff, but right now I have a bit more free time. I have a bit more time to myself, doing my own business by myself and everything. So yeah, the future is to do more movies, to host more shows, host more events, create other characters on my own, and start to push it, and let's see where it goes from there. Basically, as a creative person, I never run out of ideas for creativity. So it go, they flow, they go, nothing to stop them. You get me? My favorite characters in Jenifas Diary, man, I love all the characters, but just because you asked, I would say Jennifer first. Jennifer, because her character cracks me up, okay? So Jennifer, number one, because of course she's very spontaneous, her character is crazy, it's funny, and then my rival, Adaku, which is actually Lolo One. I love her character too. Then the third will be Popo, my former lover. Popo, yes, Popo, because I love stupid characters. I love characters that every other character, beautiful characters, but they don't like Wahala, they don't like and all that. Then Hassan should be probably 4 because that one's I like the craziness that comes from his character. It's because I love characters, as opposed just regular character we play. Yeah. So those are my favorites, next to Pascaline, which is Cordelia, and then we start talking about Eliza, and others. To all the fans, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I love all of you. Thank you very much for accepting this character the way you have, because when we started, Funke Akinele had the concerns. She was like, hey, are you ready for this role? Are you ready for, and I said, yeah, she said there might be backlash from people and all that, but I was like, nah, let's just go, And then over the years, you guys have just accepted the character. In fact, I would say many people have matured, unlike before. When you see like a Jim Ike and you say, this one, you got a vex every time, or you see a Patience Uzoko and you say, this one, she's always a witch, she must be a witch in real life, and then seeing a James, for example, and you say, no, this one, he must be gay. Nah, a lot of people no longer see it like that. They just know it is acting, and that's why some fans can just see you and say, man, guy, you're doing an amazing job. Now, even guys, man, Baba, they try, you're doing an amazing job, so I would like to say thank you to all the fans everywhere, all over the world, within Nigeria, outside Nigeria, everywhere. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love down to Dubai, China, everywhere. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate, and we're gonna go. All right. And while I transition into a different space, maybe in some years to come, follow me. All right. So there's more to come from this guy. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.